The dark descent of Al-Turbini and the bustling streets of Cairo. Amid noise, poverty, and forgotten lives, a dark figure once lurked in the shadows. His name was Ramadan Al-Turbini, a man whose childhood pain grew into monstrous cruelty. This is his story. The story of how a victim of hardship became one of Egypt's most feared serial killers. Scene 1. Early life and broken childhood. Ramadan Al-Turbini was born into poverty. He grew up on the harsh streets of Alexandria, often homeless, struggling to survive. From a young age, he faced neglect, hunger, and violence. He became humiliated and ignored by the world until the darkness inside him began to grow. One incident that strongly contributed to the formation of his fierce personality was his rape at a young age. He found friendship only among street children, boys who, like him, had no family, no protection, no hope. But the cruelty he suffered began to twist his soul. Instead of seeking kindness, he learned to dominate, to control, to hurt before being hurt. Seen to the birth of a killer as he entered his teenage years, Al-Turbini's anger turned into obsession. He became the leader of a small gang of street kids, boys who feared him as much as they respected him. He started taking revenge on anyone who mocked him or refused to obey him. Soon, his cruelty found a horrifying outlet. He began luring young boys, the same type of children he once was, to dark abandoned places near train stations. There he was among them and assaulted them by beating and raping them. And in the end, he would throw them off trains or into the Nile River. He was incredibly cruel to the children, and it didn't matter that he had once been like them and felt what they felt. He claimed it was to cleanse the streets, but it was really the madness of a man who lost all sense of humanity. Scene 3. The crimes unfold between 2004 and 2006. Al-Turbini and his followers, including his partner, Hagara, committed dozens of murders. They targeted homeless boys, promising food, shelter, or friendship. Once the victims trusted them, the nightmare began. One by one, the boys disappeared. Their bodies began turning up, floating in the Nile, dumped from trains, buried in secret places. Egyptian newspapers called him the Turbini killer, after his cruel method of throwing victims from trains. Witnesses said he felt no guilt. He bragged about his crimes, claiming he was punishing sinners or purifying the streets. But behind the arrogance was a deeply broken man, haunted by his own past and fueled by hate. Scene for the fall of Al-Turbini. As the bodies piled up, the police launched one of Egypt's largest manhunts. In late 2006, a terrified accomplice confessed, revealing the full horror behind the crimes. Al-Turbini was finally captured in Cairo after years of spreading fear across the country. During interrogation, he showed no remorse. He described the murders in chilling detail, even smiling as he spoke. But the nation was horrified. The people demanded justice for the countless innocent souls he destroyed. Scene 5. The trial and the end. In court, Al-Turbini was charged with multiple counts of murder. He tried to blame his childhood, the streets, and society, but nothing could excuse the evil he had done. The judges sentenced him to death. In 2010, Ramadan Al-Turbini met his end, executed for his crimes. The same fear he once inflicted on others was finally gone, but the pain he caused remained in the hearts of the families and the streets he once ruled. Ramadan Al-Turbini's story is not just about a killer. It's about how neglect, poverty, and abuse can turn a human being into a monster. But no matter the excuse, evil always meets its end. In the end, the darkness that consumes others consumes itself. The streets of Egypt still remember the name Turbini as a warning that cruelty, once unleashed, destroys not only the victims, but the soul of the one who commits it. Justice may come late, but it always comes. Don't forget to follow the channel and watch all the new, good, and interesting content.